Hey folks, welcome to ADSR. I'm Stephen Ellisdad. Make sure you subscribe to the ADSR YouTube channel for all kinds of great production content. In this tutorial, I wanted to look at the Kontrol S keyboard's Chord and Harmonizer functions, give you just a quick run through of that and maybe open up some new creative ideas and possibilities for you. I've just loaded up a basic piano. And to get into chord mode, we actually go Shift Scale to turn that on. And by default, we're going to be in C, chromatic, guide key mode. All of those I explored in a previous video. Make sure you check that out if you didn't. And then we have our chord functions. And we have both harmonizer chords as well as chord sets. And to get started, we'll look at the harmonizer chords. By default, it's set to octaves. And remember, as long as we're in scale mode, our root notes are lit up a little brighter, and that gives us a visual guideline. And you'll note when I play other notes, they also light up. So when I come in here with the octaves, we can see that we're actually playing two of them at once. And the octave function is nice just to add a little bit of extra texture to a sound. I use it on pads a lot, also on basses to add some definition up high while still keeping a lot of sub frequencies. We also can switch to fourths or fifths. Fifths in particular are very useful. There are power chords. Actually, both of them are power chords, just the fourths are an inversion. And with polysynths and like saws in particular, this gives kind of that rhythm guitar power chord kind of sound and feel. It's also useful for adding some texture, but not too much harmonic texture to your pads. Once we go past that, we actually have chords. We have major and minor triads. Minors. So we can do some nice basic kind of comping with that. And then we move into suspended fourths, which have a nice floating aspect to them. And then major sevenths are a 4-note chord. Minor sevenths, the same thing, but the minor variety. So moving past that, we have dominant sevenths and dominant ninths, or 9 chords. And those are just a version of the dominant seventh used commonly in like jazz and funk and blues. After that, we also have minor 7 flat 5 or half diminished sevenths, diminished sevenths, augmented, which is a major chord with a sharp 5, and then we have quartals, which are stacked fourths. And trichord, which are stacked tritones or diminished fifths. So a nice kind of dissonant atonality there. So those are all the chord functions we have. All of these also work very well with the Arpeggiator. So we're definitely worth exploring there. So the next thing we have is we can switch over to chord sets. And notice when I switch to chord sets, a lot of this changes. I still have my root note, but all the rest is gone. So now what happens is whatever my lit up note is the root. If I change that, it's no longer a C. In this case, it's a D now. And if I play that chord set, I'm going to go up an octave to make them a little more legible. So what we have here is a set of chords that all work together. And in fact, there's 8 sets of major and 8 sets of minor chords. They're very intuitive and fluid to play. We can use them with the Arpeggiator or the note repeater, but in this case, we're just going to look at the chords themselves. They go from simple to quite complex as far as the flavor of the chords. So the major one is a very straightforward. as we go up, we can hear the changes get a little more complex. And once we get into like 6, 7, 8, they tend to get quite jazzy. And the same thing happens with the minors. We start out very simple. And as we move up towards 4 or 5, we can hear some more color flavors coming in. So a lot of great tones and colors to explore, some nice palettes, as well as the harmonic function. With a little bit of practice, you'll be very comfortable. You'll notice there's some definite relationships between the chords that tend to stay the same, and you'll definitely get comfortable as you play around with it. Lots of great possibilities, and again, we can just change our key. Here's our notes in the key of E. Or here they are in the key of F. So regardless of what style of music you're doing, I think you'll find that the chord options definitely open up some areas to explore. Lots of really neat ideas. I always have a good time coming in here and just playing around and messing around with some ideas. If you have any questions, please leave a comment on the YouTube page. As always, make sure you please subscribe to the ADSR YouTube channel and follow on social media for great production content coming at you on a very regular basis. Until next time, I'm Stephen Ellisted. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.